Now, I just want to show you one thing. You can find my exam review videos here on Canvas. If you go to Canvas and you go to, this is the module, this is the exam and exam reviews, right? And I post my videos. So if you click on it and you go here, is this recording? Yes, okay. And well, I did post the link, but even if you don't see the link for exam 3, you click on it and it will take you to the playlist. Now, one thing you have to be focused on, you see, I'm teaching 2 sections of 210. So one of them is 6 p.m., which is your class, and the other one is 3 p.m. Do not click on the 3 p.m. video. That's not the relevant material for your exams. So you make sure you check the 6 p.m. So this was the part 1 that we covered last Wednesday. And today I'm going to add another video, which will be part 2. So part 1, we discussed about the basic formulas. Everybody must memorize these formulas for sure. And we did a few problems of integration, simplifying. These notes will be made available by tonight. And what are the areas? This you have to memorize. What is the area of a circle, area of a semicircle, area of a rectangle, right triangle? And then we did some problems on definite integral. The whole exam will be checking your skills on calculating a definite integral. Each application, consumer surplus, everything, area of integrals will be testing you on definite integrals. So you must know this. You must know how to integrate, remember all the formulas, and know how to integrate with the limits. Okay. And we did plenty of examples here. This question also was in the review, very important. Make sure you practice this. And this was the Riemann sum for question. Riemann sum, you will be given a function, you'll be given an interval, you'll be given n. Step 1, you find your delta x. Step 2, you start from the leftmost point of your interval and keep adding your delta x. And delta x in this case is 0.5. So I start from 2 and I keep adding 0.5 and I evaluate my function. And I stop after I found 6 values because n is 6. And that's it. It's just a simple, straightforward formula. Everybody should be able to solve this problem in the exam. Now, and we did talk about this one. Okay, so what is left here? Area between curves. I want to do one more problem on area between curves. The exam review problems are the only problems you should be practicing again and again.
For the Riemann sums, is always going to say left or right?
Left. You will be only asked left Riemann sum.
Not going to ask right?
No. Okay? It's the same thing, but it will not ask you for the right. Let's do one more area between curve because then I will start the consumer surplus. And then we have a quiz at the end. Right? Again, my videos will be there. Exam review. The questions I'm picking are from here on your exam review study guide. So test 3. There you go. Just make sure you can solve all these problems on your own many times before the exam. Okay, wait, can I download this? Download this. Okay, so I'm gonna be talking about more problems on area between curves, and then we'll move on to consumer surplus because that's the last topic. Any formula that you see here in the little red box will be provided, except the Riemann sum, but every other formula will be provided to you in the exam. Riemann sum you have to remember, okay? And what else? Okay, let's do more area between curves. So last class, I don't remember, I gave you a problem on group work and we did solve a question in class. I'm gonna solve one more. So questions like this. So when you get an area between curve problem in exam, you will be getting a question like this, where you will be given 2 functions, nothing else. Everything else you will have to calculate. So you'll have to calculate the intersection points algebraically. You'll have to draw the graph, like a, not as correct graph, but some idea of the graph is you would have to draw. You would have to pick a test point in your interval to see which graph is higher or lower, and then you'll have to evaluate. So I'm going to be solving question number 2. Which one did I solve in last class? I did 1. So I did 1. So I'm going to do number 2 today so that you have more practice. Okay. So this is, we're still in the area between curves section, and I'm solving question number 2. So in exam, if you're given two curves, 2 equations, follow these steps: x square minus x plus 5, g equals x plus 8. X square minus x plus 5, g equals x plus 8. Okay, so I want to solve, I want to find the area between these 2 curves. I have no clue what are my limits, which function goes above, which function goes below, right? We recall that if I am giving you 2 curves like that, okay, this is G, this is F, the area between them, and suppose the limits are from A to B, right? They intersect at A and B. The area between curve is this. The higher function is first, subtract the lower function, and there you go. Right? That's what we know. That's how we set up the integral. This is the most important part. Now, if I don't give you any of this, I just give you 2 functions. The first thing you do is set them equal and find the intersection points. Now, you should have 2 points because you need 2 points to set the limits. Set them equal, solve it on your notebooks, set them equal, and find the limits. You have to learn how to factor a quadratic also. Find the intersection points. You can use the quadratic formula. That's completely fine with me. So I'm going to set both of them equal. And I'm going to move everything to one side. Now be careful when you're applying the quadratic formula. All of them must be moved to one side. And the right-hand side must be a 0. Do not apply quadratic formula if there is a non-zero number here. That will be wrong. So if you want to apply quadratic formula, great. You want to split the middle term, right? Both methods are okay with me. And you see, I got 2 values. So I know for sure that x is, we are talking about x equals 1 and x equals. This clear? So I figured out one thing is my integral, the definite integral is going from -1 to 3. The lower number, the smaller number goes to the bottom. So -1 up to 3, right? Now the problem is which function subtracts what? How do I know which function is higher? Well, I plug in, I pick a point, a test point, let's just call it test point in, and show all your work in the exam also like this. In -1 and 3, what's the easiest point? That's a smart choice. Always pick 0 if it's possible, okay? Say x equals 0. Okay, let's find f of x at 0. What do you get? Well, I got 5. Let's find the other function at 0. How are you getting -1? Clearly, which function is bigger? The line, right? It's a straight line. So g comes first. Okay, don't just make a guess in exam. You have to pick a point and test your functions. Okay, now, so, well, that's it now. Then I just plug in my function that comes first. So I have g, which is x plus 8, and I'm subtracting the other guy, which is x squared minus x plus 5 dx, right? I highly recommend you simplify before you integrate. That will make your life so much easier. So open this bracket. X plus 8 negative x squared plus x negative 5. Combine the like terms if there are any. Negative 1 to 3, I got negative x squared plus 2x negative positive 3, right? So you combine all like terms and now you can integrate. Now it's just a good old problem of definite integral. So far, anybody, any questions? If I give you two curves, you equate them, you find the limits, you pick a test point, find which function is higher, set up your integral and solve. Everybody can do this? Okay, good. So now we integrate that. So I got x cubed over 3 plus 2x squared over 2 plus 3x. Okay, somebody give me a final answer. 32 over 3. Anybody agreeing with Jace? You can leave it as fraction, you can leave it as points, all good with me. Good. So this is that's it with area between curves. Now let's talk about the last topic. Now there are 3-4 steps. Just try to retain the process, okay, for consumer surplus type of problems. Okay, this is where we were. No, this is not your course. Oh, there you go. Question. Can't answer that question. Average value is just, I will give you the formula for average value. Expect a 1 or 2. But I will give you, so these questions are purely for practice. They are not relevant about, if I give you 10 problems on average value, I will not give you 10 problems in exam. They're just for practice, because I don't want you complaining that I didn't give you enough practice for this exam. Now, last topic is an average value is just one formula. You find the integral like you always do and divide by the difference. That's it. There is one formula for average value, okay? Now this is the major important part here. Consumer and producer surplus. Everybody remembers the formula? Well, you don't have to, because I will give you the formula in exam. How do I solve a problem? Let's pick, what problem did I give you for the quiz? Do you remember? Okay, let's pick number 6. Typical question, you have to find the consumer surplus. I'll solve plenty, don't worry. I'm going to start with number 6. Everybody, eyes should be on the board. This is relevant for the exam. This is crucial to do well in midterm 3. So, question clear. I have to find the consumer surplus given the unit price with a P with a bar on top, and the demand equation is given to me. Okay? So this is consumer surplus. Let's write this question down. Okay, this is the last topic, 5.3, which is consumer producer surplus. Okay, what question was that? Number 6? Okay, so what is given to you? You just write out what is given to you first. Unit price is given to be 60, and you're given the demand function, which is? Yeah. Hold on, just let me solve this question. Wait, that question doesn't make, I'll come back to you. What's the? Okay. This clear, they have given you the P bar, they have given you the demand function. What do they want from you? Consumer surplus, right? They want consumer surplus. What is the formula for consumer surplus? It goes from 0 to Q bar, and the formula is? D minus P bar. Right? This clear? Everything in this question is given. You are given P bar 60. You are given the demand function, which is that guy right here. All you need is the unit quantity. The unit price is 60. If the unit price is 60, how many items are there in demand? So solve for Q bar first. We have to solve for the Q bar. Okay. Solve for Q bar using the demand function. Good? Okay, plug in 60 here, what do you get? Wait, you are solving for Q. Yes, my bad. So you plug in 60 on this side and solve for Q. Who's gonna get me the answer?
5/3 plus 4.60.
You get 5 equals -3 Q to the power 1/3. You divide by 5. You got Q 1/3.
It's a -5.
Good job. I was like wondering why is it negative. So what is Q?
4.60.
You can use your calculator, 4.63. And I would not mind if you want to approximate it, or maybe don't. Just leave it at that, okay?
That's
Yeah, this is good enough. Because quantity are always like natural numbers, right? You're counting numbers. So you could approximate to 5. I wouldn't mind. But is this clear? And that's it. Now you just plug in everything in the question. So consumer surplus, you have, it goes 0 to 5. Demand function, what was that? 65 minus, what happened? What happened? Everybody good? And subtract the unit price. And this formula will be given to you. But is the process clear? That you have to solve for the unknown, plug it in the integral, and integrate. Yes.
Wait, so instead of plugging the exact number into Q, sort of
I approximated it because Q is usually the number of items you're selling. So even if you put 4.63, it will be very close to the exact answer. I don't care. Yeah. You could. That would still be fine. That would still be fine. Okay. Okay. Now integrate. Okay. Who's going to tell me the answer?
It's 5.7.
Okay. I'm going to solve one question. You get 5Q minus 3Q to the power
4/3.
1/3 plus 3/3, you get 4/3, and then divide by 4/3 and plug in. You could leave it at that or you could round it up, okay? Both are correct. Good. And that's your consumer surplus. Good? Yes. No, you do. That should be a number. So what's the answer?
No. 5.78 or 5.7.
Somebody else confirm.
5.7.
Okay, can somebody confirm what's the answer? I'm getting two different answers. Yeah. What happened? You're not even plugging in numbers. Like this is what you're expected to do in the exam. You have to be fast at plugging in all the numbers. $5.676. Anybody else agree with Joey? Zoe, yeah. You agree? You got 5.676? Good job. Yeah.
But the answer for four, we would have put like the four, like not the approximations and the whole number are different. So like,
It's
what
slightly
would you
different.
want us to do on a test? Do you want us to approximate to 5 or do you want us to use the 4.63?
This would also not affect the answer too much. But yes, if you, both of them are correct. Okay, whatever you pick. Let's do one more problem. Everybody okay with this? Yes. Yeah, I will be posting these notes. And I gave you one question on the quiz on Wednesday of consumer surplus, right? I did. That was the question on the quiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, you uploaded your work also. So make sure you practice that one too. Let's do one more, a different one. Let's pick a different question this time. So number 7 will be the same as number 6. You have to do the same thing. Let's do number 4. So number 4, you have to deal with the equilibrium price now, right? How do I find the equilibrium price or quantity? Set them equal to each other. Which question did I give you for the quiz? Okay, let's do number 4. So just follow, just have your eyes on the board, follow step by step. You don't have to write it down because I will be posting this solution anyways. So what to do in exam? If you get number 4, it will be a very similar question. If you see this, different numbers, of course. So this is number 4. Let's just write down what is given to you. So I am given, so demand function, the demand function is given to me, which is 125 minus 0.8 Q. And the supply must be given to me also, right? The supply function is also given to be 4.2 Q. So if they are both given to you in the exam, it will be a question of equilibrium price because we need both demand and supply function to find the equilibrium price and quantity. You know equilibrium, when both the demand and supply curve, they intersect, right? So we want the point where they intersect. Think about the area between curves. We want to equate them. That's the first step. Equate, or just use the language that you're used to. Make the demand and supply function equal to each other. Make the demand and supply function equal to each other and solve for P. Good. Not P, my bad. Q. Okay, so I equate them. Now, this is a very straightforward equation. It doesn't even involve any quadratics. You just have to solve for Q. Can everybody do this? Okay, what is Q? Okay, somebody else confirm? 25. Okay, so Q is 25. I think this math is a easy peasy lemon squeezy for everybody, right? Alana, doing good? Yeah. Okay. So now this is where the confusion starts. Q is 25. Every time you equate the demand and supply function, you will always get Q, the quantity, not price. Okay? Even if I give you a function in terms of X, same thing, you will get Q. Okay, now find me P. So if you plug in the Q value in any of these functions, you will get the same answer. So this is Q star because that's the equilibrium quantity. Yes, if we plug in Q star in any of the function, demand or supply, they will give the same price. They will give the same value. And this is one way to check also. P star. This clear? It's up to you what function you want to pick. So what is the equilibrium price? 105. Everybody agrees? Okay, there you go. So what is the consumer surplus at the equilibrium price? The limit will go up to 0 to Q, right? And the demand function minus the P function. The value, the price value. So you got 0 to 25. What was the demand function? 125 minus. So I got 125 minus 0.8 Q. The more you'll practice, the more you get faster at it, okay? And what is the answer here? The final answer is 250. Anybody else got 250? That was a test. Anybody else getting 250? You got 250? Great. 250. Okay, that was the consumer surplus. What if I asked you the producer surplus? What is that formula? So it will be 0 to 25. He was, well, that was 105 minus. And what is that answer? What happened, D? Doubt? Where we do what? Oh, I'm evaluating this definite integral, right? And you know how to get the, okay, so good. So I'm evaluating this definite integral again. Let me solve it for some people. So if you have 105Q minus 4.2, I'm using the rules that I wrote on the first page when you see this document. And when you plug in the, you make two big brackets, separate them by a negative. And the answer for producer surplus is 13?
1,312.
Anybody else agree? You got the same answer? Okay, good job. Question, ask me, Meet. Okay, what is the formula for total gains? Yes. Good. This is it. You'll either get a question where you'll be given one of the functions, demand or supply, depending on what they're asking you, and you'll be asked to find the quantity and apply the formula. That's it. Okay. Or you'll be given both demand and supply curve, and you'll be asked to find the equilibrium price, quantity, and find the producer surplus or consumer surplus. Good. Just follow the steps as shown here. That's it. This brings us to the end of all topics. Anybody else has anything they want me to solve? Did anybody do the review over the weekend? Did you get stuck somewhere? Yes. Oh, for 4, the answer. Good job. So you see the line is higher, and which areas? -1 to 2, right? So they want to ask from -1 to 2. Well, you have to break this integral, because from 1, the red graph goes higher than the blue graph. So from 1 to 2, the red graph goes higher. C doesn't look right to me. Wait, let me see. Yes, C is right. I'll post the solutions for this tonight. Answers, final answers. Yes, the answer for this one is C. So I can't write on this. you expect a question like this, where they'll give you a graph picture like that, and you have to select the correct setup of integrals. So just make sure if the graphs are changing positions, okay, in your desired limit area. Let me explain this a little bit more here. So the question that Jace asked was this one. So you have a line and you have this, right? And they're asking the area from -1 up to 2, right? From here, from -1 to 1, line is above the graph. So whatever is a line equation, from -1 to 1, the line equation minus the parabola. But from 1 to 2, it will be the parabola minus the line, because the parabola gets bigger than the line, right? This clear, everybody knows this, right? I've done enough problems now. Okay, any other question? Well, I do have office hours on Wednesday, 4:30 to 5:30, if you have any last minute doubts. Okay, so let's just give you the quiz problem. I just want to make sure you practice the everybody has this document on hand, right? Okay, I wanted to solve question number 4 on page 4 for the Riemann sum. But upload your picture. Can I borrow? Let me write the questions I wanted to solve for the review. Oh, we can just stop. We can stop sharing this.